Hi guys, it's your boy Six. Now, in today's episode, I'm pretty excited to show you guys how to build APIs. Now, we're gonna build two APIs that do exactly the same thing. One API is gonna be in Node.js using the Express framework, and the second API is gonna be in PHP using no frameworks. Now, the reason for this is just because some of you guys might be web developers that are largely PHP based, and some of you guys might be web developers that are largely Node.js based. Now, for me, I personally love JavaScript and I lean more towards the Node side, but I show you guys both tools just to show you guys that this API does the same thing, just with two different tools. Let's find out how. Okay, so today we're actually going to be doing this API in PHP, and I'm going to show you guys how very simple it is. Now, just a quick recap. With the Node version, we had to do things like set up different dependencies and pull in different packages, and the PHP equivalent to that would be setting up an Apache web server. But now that we know that, let's get right into it. So all of the stuff that took time in the Node tutorial won't take the same amount of time because this server is already set up. So we'll go into our file system, we'll go into var, which is where Apache installs, www, HTML, as you can see I have a lot, and we're gonna go into the APIs folder, which I have two empty files, home and food, and I already have that open inside Atom, so we're just gonna get those up. Perfect. So when we create an API, by default, when you do a GET request with PHP, it's just going to go to whatever page.php. That's the endpoint. The page is the endpoint. And another thing you have to notice that by default, it's always a GET request. So we're going to go here and just start a new PHP file very simply. PHP, if you have a shortcut, do that. There we go. So we want to check and see if it's a GET request, but when I say 99% of the time, you won't have to do this. It's just something that I've gotten used to doing. So we'll just say check if it is a GET request. Okay. So if is set, $_get. Spelled that completely wrong. $_get, finish it off, and it's going to know that if it's a GET request, it's going to do whatever action we place in here. Now we're going to echo, which is the same thing as res.send in Node.js. It just sends something back to the front end. So we're going to echo welcome Welcome to the home endpoint. And yes, I do realize the mistake I've made right off the bat, so I'm just going to hit Control X on that and actually put it where it belongs, in the home. Alright, so this is our GET request for PHP. It's completely done. Now, of course, we obviously want to test this. So we're going to come here to localhost/APIs, which was the folder I put them in, and the endpoint is going to be home.php. When I hit send and realize it's a GET request, when I hit send, welcome to the home endpoint. So our GET request is done. Now we're going to move on to our post request. So now for the post request, we're going to do the same thing as last time. We're going to start our PHP file. We're going to make a comment because it's always good to document your code. Check if it is a post request. Okay. And now we're going to say if is set $_post perform these actions. Anything else, we're going to say, we're going to echo actually, this was not a post request. So now what that lets us do is just, you know, sometimes people might request certain things to an endpoint and it may not be a post request. You don't want the actual code to run or kill your server or whatever unforeseen things might happen. So you just want to handle that right off the bat. If it's a post request, do what we want up there. If it's not a post request, tell them, hey guys, this is not a post request. And of course, it's not like Node in JavaScript. You've got to have that semicolon every time. So what do we want to post here? We want to test out food. So for food, we're going to say $food equals $_post. We want to have our brackets, and we're going to say food. So whatever is posted to this and that is called food, we're going to, assign it to this variable called food. So if we post something with the name of food, whatever value that is, we're going to assign it to the variable food. And now we're going to say send response. So the response we're going to send is this, echo. And string concatenation in PHP is very weird, but we'll deal with it anyway. Your favorite food is, right? And this is our string concatenation. You have to use a dot, not pluses. Dot food. So that's how we concatenate in PHP. You just have to use dot and then the variable name. And of course, we're going to save that. And we'll come here into Postman and test this. Localhost/APIs, which is the folder in our web server that it's in, /food.php. We have food set here. And as you can see up here, it's a post request. The value is steak. So this should return our favorite food is obviously this. Your favorite food is steak. And obviously, just to show you guys that this isn't like a pre-planned thing, fish. And so on and so forth. Okay, guys, so this has been your API tutorial in flat PHP.